Hello and welcome back to Desmin's Creek. This is our second episode as the players have established who they are in the previous one. We've met a little bit of the syndicate that they work from, and we got just a little bit of a taste through description of the world that they operate in. So to reiterate some of that stuff, we are in the world of Amaranta, the same world that our previous campaign, Everybody Loves Raiken, took place in, but the timeline has been moved forward 10 years since the Draco War, the time when the party of adventurers, the Voice of Change, took on 4 of the children of Tiamat. 3 technically, because unbeknownst to the remaining dragons, they had already made a sort of agreement with the blue dragon Elsimanth, and thereby saved the world from the rule of dragons without having to destroy their mother, Tiamat. 10 years on, the continued efforts of the former party members, and especially with the benefits, the perhaps unforeseen benefits of working with the Blue Dragon, or having the Blue Dragon and his ilk able to roam the world, has advanced the world significantly, magically and technologically, to the point that we are here in a version of Volinar, the capital of Bromdor, that has seen explosive growth in population, massive undertakings of new construction, including a vast and sprawling tunnel network throughout the city that allows for the movement of goods from the harbor, from the irrigated the channels, the waterways that move through the city. This has become one large way to support the economy of this capital, of all these thousands of people that live here now, as opposed to the hundreds of people that inhabited the city just 10 years earlier. And so now we are joining this new group of adventurers as they make up what is known as the A-Team, or the very trusted sub-cell of the Syndicate, under the watchful Tiger's Eye. They've recently added a new party member, as the Tiger's Eye received a shipment from Draknir Industries, which turned out to be Vulcan, the Warforged, who the party is to take on their missions, utilizing him as an asset to the Syndicate, while also seeking this more portable power source that is supposedly being developed here in the city, though that has yet to be proven more than anything more than a rumor. So, we begin today with the party, as they have taken a tour of the place, kind of introduced themselves to Vulcan and gotten to know as much about him and his functionality as is reasonable just through talking. And now they must head out on their task for the Tiger's Eye, which in this case is to deliver several crates of goods to a group of people that the Tiger's Eye has impressed upon the party that they should try to maintain as allies, make a good impression, because they want to continue working with these people. What they've been told is that this group of people is a bunch of chemists who have come from outside of Bromdor, so especially outside of Volinar, and are hoping to be able to ply their trade here, but this is not... They haven't gone through all of the proper channels, and they haven't been okayed to be in the city proper, so they are going through the underground. And so it is an opportunity that the Tiger's Eye does not want slipping through her fingers to get in good graces with somebody who's going to be making themselves very valuable to the people of the city in very short order. The one warning that the party was given ahead of this was that activity of the Tunnel Rats, a rival gang, has been increasing of late, and that the Tiger's Eye is worried that they're somehow getting privileged information on her business. So the party is to be on the lookout for that and make sure that they are not messing up this deal for her. The standing order, the standing tacit agreement among the gangs down here is that they don't spill blood unless absolutely necessary, because of course, that draws retribution, and what nobody wants is a big war between all the gangs. There is rivalry, there is competition, but as best they can, the gangs do avoid open conflict. So, that is where we begin. The party, you are going to be outfitted with basically a push wagon with a stack of heavy crates, and you're going to be expected to bring this yourselves to the meeting location through any potential dangers that could be lurking in the tunnels. Now, especially on the route you're going, this is usually fairly safe. So, I think that's all the lead-in I need. So, I have placed your characters here. This is one of the main ins and outs for the headquarters, this long tunnelway, but we're going to be jumping maps. That's kind of how I've had to set things up to break things up and make building feasible for myself. Alright?
Sounds good.
Alright.
Perfect.
So, I'm going to jump us to the random tunnels map. I'm going to quickly drop in a marker block and fetch the players to it. And I'm going to pull in the tokens. One at a... There we go. Alright, so let's tweak the light. Something a little better. Okay. That's a little better illuminated. So, apply to game board. Everybody is here and has control of their tokens. Yes.
Is this the red light district?
It seemed one where that lighting allowed me to kind of see the details I needed while still making it kind of feel a little ominous and dark. So, as you move through the tunnels...
I don't have control of mine.
Oh, let me fix that. Spider. DM tools, player permission. You sure don't.
I need to figure out where the hell mine even is.
GM tools, player permissions. Chaos has control of that
hell
one.
In this light.
Just double check. G. Player permission. You have control. Player permission. You have control. GM tools, player permission. You have control. Player permission. You have control. And then the last one here. You have control. Okay, so everybody should have control of their token. I want to be clear that it is not, like, oppressively dark in most of the tunnels, being that this is a very magical town ever since the end of the Draco War. What has happened in the tunnels is that in addition to mundane construction, All the tunnels have been outfitted with works a lot like glyphs of warding, but in a more permanent basis, which is that as you're moving through the tunnels, there are going to be spots, about every 10-15 feet, whereas you pass through them, they magically know that a humanoid is there, and they illuminate with a ghostly mage light, effectively. So,
I hadn't considered the fact that I picked someone without dark vision this time. They usually have it.
That is not to say that there will not be oppressively dark parts of the tunnels, especially in areas under construction, or if you find one of those spots where they've broken through to the Underdark, or if you find yourselves in the in-between. But for the most part, the official and completed portions of the tunnels function this way. They are wide avenues, usually large enough for two wagons to pass each other. They're done straight with an even floor. In most cases, there are areas where they'll turn a bend and they'll do effectively switchbacks to get lower. So that wagons can move between the levels of the underground. But for the most part, you've got these long, straight tunnels with diverging branches as you go. So, I ask everyone's forgiveness as you look upon my, partially built sections of map to just kind of illustrate what's going on. But as a quick explainer, anytime you come by doors such as these here, they are only going to appear on this middle level. Well, they might not only appear on the middle level, but they won't appear below this middle level. These let out at the water level for the channels that run throughout the city. When I was first coming up with the plot to this campaign, and I had a different bad guy that I was going to be running with, and I was trying to come up with how they would be presenting themselves and the things that they would be doing that the party would have to react to. One of the things that I had debated was having them have their calling card be look upon my worksheet mighty in despair, just because it's a great line. On my worksheet mighty in despair. But I did not end up going with that bad guy. I went a different route, so it's just very funny that you wrote that, Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so you're moving through these tunnels. For everyone except Vulcan here, this is pretty much business as usual. A lot of your jobs require you to go out into the tunnels to get from one place near the headquarters, someplace else. Your jobs are, of course, they range in what they are. Sometimes it's acquiring goods, sometimes it's delivering goods, sometimes it's acquiring people, sometimes it's delivering people. But there's a whole number of things that your group gets asked to do that they are usually, while they might be the same types of tasks as other cells of the Syndicate do, they're almost always more high profile, dealing with more important people or higher dollar value. Sorry for that term, but goods. Higher gold value goods. So, you're moving through the tunnels toward your destination, which you know because Desmin has the note. And as you are coming into this, yes, this is one of the common junctions. It is one of the central areas of the tunnel system. What you know about it is that it is quite near on the surface the Mages Guild, as that was a high traffic, high importance area of the city. A lot of business developed around the Mages Guild as the city began to grow, expand, and restructure itself. So this area here, which is not directly under the Mages Guild, but nearby, became one of the main thoroughfares of the underground. And so it is marked by these wide tunnels that travel in the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west. And at the center of this crossroads, sometimes there are pop-up markets, very small, like a single cart might stop at the corners and try to sell things to other people who are moving goods. Like that, as the underground goes, like this is a sort of a meeting place very frequently. And one of the important things about it that everyone who lives down here knows is that because of that, that central locality, the fact that it was a meeting place anyway, the fact that it was one of the oldest portions of the tunnels that was first to be updated to the new hotness, as it were, a statue was erected here. This statue was of one of the founding members of the construction project, which dated back to before the update. So the original underground tunnels that connected a few shops and, less savory things under the city. This is not a monument of the city for an upstanding citizen. This is a monument for the underground, for the one who is basically considered the founder of the underground. The statue is probably, let's say it's 10 years old that it would have been erected as things started to change. But, this person lived, maybe 50 years ago. And that's all of my snoozes on the ad break. And it's as you're passing by the short tunnel that connects this water's edge wall to that gathering place, that crossroads, that you're going to hear the echoes of voices in the tunnels. And as your business is not down that way, you're passing by, but as you look down that way, you can see additional lights, like torches have been brought here, mage lights have been brought here to better illuminate the area, and you can see silhouetted by these lights or illuminated by these lights, the colors of the Volinar city guard as they are moving around this area. And this place that is usually marked by a humanoid, larger than life, head nearly striking the ceiling of these vaulted tunnels, there is basically a police tape wound around that area, keeping people away, and the shadow of the statue, or the illuminated figure that you expect to see there, is missing. You do not see that looming figure above these soldiers that you catch a glimpse of at a distance.
That's a shame. Granny Vicky always had good things to say about him.
I think it was taken down maintenance.
I did not catch the last word that you said.
Do you think it was taken down for maintenance, or perhaps maybe it got nicked? Quite the undertaking.
I don't know who would nick it. I don't know who would want to nick it. And I don't think that if there was any kind of maintenance happening, that those would be the kind of people to do it.
So this is something that the party can choose to look into, but two things. Those are city guard over there they're not always a problem to people in the tunnels, but the Syndicate has a very delicate relationship with them, which is maintained by not getting in each other's way.
I think it's probably worth talking to people after we're done with what we got to get done and seeing if anybody else might know what's going on.
Why? I'm not getting paid
That
for that.
statue is an institution.
Not my problem.
Okay. Well, I'll let everyone know what I can find. If anyone's curious. And if not, then, I'll still know.
Are you able to hear what was being, said over there? Because you said, we heard voices.
I think I understood it like that. Those voices were the gods.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I know what they're, if we can hear what they're saying.
Oh,
Just
okay.
the guards over there.
Yeah, that's a reasonable question. Well, why doesn't everybody just give me an active perception check, since this is something that would interest?
Aw, man. First dice roll of the new campaign, guys.
First dice roll of the new campaign, active perception check.
Right.
Nat 20, let's go.
Yes.
I
Oh,
almost
hell.
did.
That
I
feels
got a 19
pretty,
on die.
That feels pretty common, really. That perception
Fun.
check is the first.
That's accurate. I think you're right about that.
Red, you got a 25.
Wow. Love it.
I got a 27.
We are starting off the new campaign strong.
Look,
Fun.
you gotta start high so that you have places to go,
Get down.
Desmin got a 16.
All right.
That's
Elle
all I
got
did.
an 18.
All right. I
Vulcan
need
got
somebody
a
to roll
10.
below a 16. A 10?
Yeah, Vulcan got a 10.
Oh,
And
poor
I was
baby.
not. When I was not able to make Vendar's senses or Vulcan sensors anywhere near as sensitive as Vendar's own.
All right. So now I can very
Those
accurately
ears
say
are just for show.
I got an 8.
an 8. Nice.
Nice. It's very much not. Opposite
Who
of
am I
nice.
missing? Anybody?
To be fair though,
Derek.
it's in character. She wasn't interested anyway, so she probably wouldn't listen.
What did Twilight get?
Right. Sorry, I forgot I'm on push to talk. 11.
All right. Cool. Now I can accurately say, come on, Desmond, those are Raiken numbers you're putting out there. Middle of the pack?
I was going to say when everyone was rolling high, I'm like, well, I'm just continuing with Raiken.
Maybe Raiken was never the problem.
Are you using the same dice?
That's so mean!
I'm using. Well, I used one of my pixel dice. That I got towards the end of the campaign.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you're using Raiken's dice, you're gonna roll Raiken's numbers. I don't know what you want me to say, man.
I mean, this sounds
Well,
like
I don't have new dice from what I rolled with Raiken, and they're all just going to be the same dice.
This sounds like a
Listen.
PEB deck problem.
Either way, it doesn't matter. I got middle of the group, so
All right. So, with a 10, Vulcan, you are aware of these people talking. Unfortunately, with the how the coalescence of these tunnels, you're getting a lot of echo. You're getting a lot of feedback. Your Warforged body is having trouble parsing the different voices, and it just sounds like a morass to you. You're able to tell, where it's coming from. You can get a kind of an idea of how far away the sources of the sound are. You're very sure that it's coming from the people that you can see, but the content is just not getting to you. It's a flurry of noise. I believe that there was an 11. The 11's going to kind of give you similar. You can tell that there are people over there. They're talking to each other. They don't seem to be yelling at anybody. The energy over there is pretty low. Rather, I wouldn't call it serene, but it's not strained and it's not high. But the 16, I think, was the next one up. Desmin, you're aware that it sounds like pretty much like business as usual talk. Like you're not getting any you're not getting good content on what you're hearing, but it all kind of sounds like, hey, it's another Tuesday, right, Jerry? All right, when are we getting out of here? When's the next shift coming to relieve us? Like it's got kind of that energy to it. For those people in the 20s especially, but I think there was 18 from Twilight, was that it?
I got an 11.
18 from Al.
18 from Al.
Yeah.
Sorry, I knew it was one of the two shadow dancers.
Hehe.
So Al.
Hi.
You're aware that the murmurings over there are a lot of indignation. The exact, meaning of it is not really getting to you, but you feel like the people who are there wish they didn't have to be.
Okay, fair enough.
And then finally, the 25 and 27, you guys with the super hearing are very distinctly getting snips of conversation that indicate that these people are, just as confused as you guys as to where this statue has gone, but they're also not that interested in finding it. You're getting that it's a underground problem, and why are we assigned to deal with this? Isn't this their, isn't that the point of the street between us? We deal with stuff on the street, they deal with stuff under the street.
There's a very distinct barrier between our two worlds. I don't It's the ground. It's there for a reason, Doug.
So there's a lot of malcontent that you're hearing, and there's a lot of questioning going on, specifically of Claire for ordering these people to be down here and doing this. Why is she making it their problem? And also, when is the next shift getting here to relieve them so they can go back to the service?
Interesting.
All right. They don't really, you notice as you're stopped there or slowing down to kind of rubberneck at this, but as you're passing by, that the closest guards do seem to, look your way. They seem to eyeball you to make sure you're not going to start coming at them. You can't tell if they're ready to intercept with weapons or words, just be hey, there's nothing to see here, move along. But they seem to be anticipating this as you continue by, that slump to their shoulders returns, assuming none of you is going over there at this time.
Reggie would not want to go over there. Reggie would want to get this done and talk to people that are actually going to be useful about what happened.
All right, sounds good. So,
I think Al would pay a little bit more attention, but not enough to where she's stopping in her tracks, but a little bit more than just a passing okay, whatever.
I wonder what the robot does.
Vulcan is not particularly interested. He just continues on.
Okay.
Have an objective to complete. He wants to do that.
Following the laws of robotics.
Plus, he's new to this area / world.
He doesn't know
so
anything about the
that statue means nothing to him.
He doesn't even know that there was supposed to be a statue there, and he can't hear what they're saying anyway. So he's just
They're all right, small group of people hanging out, whatever.
yeah, they're not
But you do
interfering
notice,
with us. So.
Vulcan, that the rest of the party does seem interested in this.
Well, mostly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, except for Morgan.
I do think when we've passed by the intersection and are moving a bit away from them, that Reggie will turn to Vulcan and say, now over there used to be a statue. And start going into, like, talking about the guy. Because, again, Granny Vicky said he was great.
Alara Mendes by any other name would talk as much.
It's just Lair, just in a different body. It's fine.
Very slightly less Chi-Chi.
Very slightly. Oh, so slightly.
One of
Yeah,
the feet of the
as you're
statue was,
telling
rubbed
the
a bit
story-
shiny.
As you're telling this story, I would say that you begin to talk about the statue, the guy, the deeds. But as you're trying to tell it, you notice you go, oh yeah, that was a statue of what was his name? Oh yeah, and then it comes to you after a second, but you kind of sit there and go, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, so this is the guy. And that's unusual for you.
Yeah. Huh.
Magic
Just
sensitive.
files that away and continues on with the talking about local history.
Alright, so no one is going to check it out. The party wants to continue on the mission, which is great. You move up the tunnel. You know that a lot of these tunnels, they are either branching off into other tunnels or they're like alcoves. And these alcoves have a lot of different uses. In the more major areas, especially down below, like sometimes it's directly into the basement of a business. And there'll be a door with a sign on it saying which business it's for. And it's almost always, like some of the businesses operate a portion of their business out of the basement, but in general, it's simply for receiving of the things that they peddle up above. So a lot of these little offshoots are smaller alcoves, are basements, are storage areas. So as you pass by, it's not unusual to, be able to look between these walls and see just a lot of things stored there, waiting to be moved to the next stage before they're sold to whomever's going to use them. But some of them, are either smaller, store less, or the goods move in and out of them more quickly, and these ones are often used for the type of business you're about to do. Meetings that audiences are not desired for. And so you reach the particular alcove that you are to meet these people in, and you find that they are awaiting you. You find yourself face to face with a male tiefling and a female half-giant, who are both dressed, I would say, well, a bit scholarly. They look like they're trying to present themselves well, and it may in fact be like their day-to-day. They just are well kept. Beyond that, it's hard to really describe. They have jackets over, nicely knitted clothing. They're actually both wearing shirts with ties under plaited vests. Kind of almost uniform, but slightly different colors, so it isn't a uniform, maybe just a expected attire for their particular job or business. And the half-giant is going to step forward as she kind of straightens to her full height. Luckily, all of these areas have very high ceilings, so no one is in danger of striking their heads. These are 10 to 12 foot ceilings throughout the underground, even on the lower floors. So no one's in danger of striking their head, but she does have a impressive bearing as she stands up to, her full 8-foot height. And she casts a quick glance to the tiefling, who seem to be making a note in a journal or a ledger, perhaps. Who puts a final flare on it, closes the book, and then nods to her. And she turns back to you, and she says, "Are you the syndicate representatives?"
Yes, that is indeed us.
Good. Good to meet you. I am Tharka, and this is my associate, Avery. And she's going to
pleasure.
stomp around this thing. You see that there is like a glowing circle of runes on the floor. They seem to be projected just above like a high pile carpet.
Morgan is standing by the entrance with her arms crossed, just trying to observe this, both like the inside and outside, just in case anyone comes in.
Okay, I will move Morgan to the door just to represent that. So she's going to... There you are.
Basically just God.
Yeah. She's going to move up to Desmin and offer an extraordinarily large hand. Say, "Desmin, good to meet you."
Good to meet you as well, Tharka.
Our communications with your leader indicated that you were to be well trusted.
We are the top team, so you should have no problem with that.
You see the tiefling kind of, light smile, like he's still a little skeptical, but he's nodding. And Tharka says, "We will verify this. Please place the wagon onto the rug."
Yes, very well. Desmond will signal to the team to go ahead and put the wagon onto the rug.
As you rearrange yourselves, and those in charge of the wagon negotiate it into the room and over onto this high pile carpet, which is not easy because of how high the pile is. But, with a little extra effort, some elbow grease, you manage to shove it onto this carpet. And you see the runes that were just glowing this soft white and very slowly revolving around the edge of the carpet are going to, extend up about 6 inches, so they now look like small translucent monoliths. And they're going to go to a soft blue as they rotate a little faster, and that blue is going to pulse back toward white. It's going to go blue, white for several long seconds before eventually they're going to shrink back down to their original size, return to their original rotation speed, and turn green. And the tiefling's going to say, "Good. You brought exactly the chemicals we were promised. In that case, I am authorized to pay you what you're due." And he's going to, open a pouch at his hip and reach inside. You're going to see his hand disappear inside this small pouch, but you don't see any, hint of his knuckles stretching the fabric. And he's going to kind of tug a moment, sigh, and then tug again, and you're going to watch the mouth of this small pouch on his hip stretch cartoonishly as this medium-sized bag clinks its way into his hand. The bag that he's pulled out, significantly larger than the pouch at his belt. He's going to heft this in his hands and say, "That's a pretty sum, so it's good to know we can do business with you. I assume there's some sort of receipt for the transaction? Tharka's gonna nod her goose.
Voice in the sky.
We were told there was paperwork.
Voice in the sky. Was I given a receipt? Because as far as I recall, I was only given 2 sheets to make sure I got their information down, and a card that had the time and location on it.
That is accurate to what you received. You were not told what the value of this exchange was. However, because this is not your first rodeo, you absolutely have a receipt sheet in your accordion binder.
Okay.
And you can fill that out. You were told to get as much information about these people as possible, so you assume that the carbon copy of this is going to be wanted by the Tiger's Eye. But this definitely all falls well within your normal responsibilities, given your role as a cleric of Arathis for this syndicate. That you would be handling paperwork like this, even drawing it up. The only unusual thing here is that you're not aware ahead of time of what the value is supposed to be. So there's this kind of niggling doubt at the back of your mind. You're like, they're giving me money, I need to make sure that I get down exactly how much money it is, and then I have to check with the Tiger's Eye to make sure that matches with her record.
Okay.
Roll me an insight check.
Okay. Insight. Well, my insight is as good as my perception, so hopefully... Oh my god. Well, that's an 11.
An 11.
Tristan,
Yeah.
remind me. I can't remember because this is something that we haven't actually done much in the old campaign. But what was the deal with checking the values of things in 5e?
Yeah, I'm doing like an appraise check.
Yeah, because we don't have appraise anymore, do we?
Not really, no. There's
I
hardly
think it's traditionally just an int check.
Yeah, I would, in these cases, I'd probably use insight and things. But given that you, other than maybe Desmin in this case, nobody's really aware of the contents of the boxes other than that they are.
Yeah, but it's mostly Desmond I was thinking of, while traveling, and now he should have the mathematical know-how to calculate the price.
That's a good point. If he wants to,
what he would think it is.
Yeah.
Can I give him a bardic inspiration?
Sure.
So I think Reggie looks over at Desmond, smiles, and says, "Gotta love somebody asking for paperwork." And so you get a d6 that you can add to a roll.
Oh, yay. Okay. 13.
I tried. I did what I could.
You don't like it, but you're starting to feel pretty sure that this is some sort of loyalty test given to you by the Tiger's Eye, which is you thought you were kind of done with all that a while ago, and it's a little upsetting that she'd be doing this to you now, but you sigh deep in your bones, and you know that you're just going to keep doing what you always do, the best job you've done.
Alright, Desmond is, yes, he will pull out his accordion folder and reach in. It doesn't seem like he's actually grabbing anything, but all of a sudden a paper comes into his hand and he pulls it out, and it's it's a regular receipt form where he's able to write down the contents that they're trading and the parties involved and the amount of gold given. Very well. Let me write all this down for you, and then we'll have a sheet for both of us for our records.
Tharka smiles at this. Avery continues to stand there holding this very large pouch of coins, and you can kind of see sweat beading on his forehead as he continues standing there holding it. It is clearly not light. You get down their information. You write down what you know of the chemicals. As you were on your way here, you did have a chance to kind of rough estimate the value of the goods that you're transporting. You have pretty well convinced yourself that all told, somebody might want to buy these precursors and substrates and other chemicals used for the creation of potions, poisons, and the like at roughly 1,000 gold or 100 platinum pieces.
All right.
Now, whether or not you want to write that down on this is up to you, because he's going to give you this bag as you finish writing whatever it is you're writing.
Yes. I will pull like the pieces apart since it's like a carbon paper and whatnot, and actually before I do that, I want to get their signatures on it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Morrigan, I want you to roll me an active perception test.
Okay.
Since you are looking for trouble.
Well, that was a 20 on the die, so that's a 23.
Okay.
First at 20!
You see trouble everywhere.
While they're talking, the half giant, she's pretty loud. There's a bunch of people in here. It's pretty distracting, and the wagon having to be rolled around, all that. But you're watching like a hawk for anything going on. Watching little shadows dancing. Midway down the hallway, the passage. As people pass by crossroads and things, and their shadows get cast on the far wall. So far, everything is looking pretty business as usual. It's quiet down here. Nobody's starting any trouble. But in the midst, as Desmin is filling out this form, you feel through the leather soles of your boots on the stone floor here a vibration that feels very out of place, not normal, but it's small, and it just rumbles a little bit more a moment later, and then you don't hear anything after that. You don't feel anything after that. But you do start to get a waft of smell. Air seems to move through, a small draft. And on that draft, you get just a hint of rot. I will reiterate that you're not sure exactly what's going on, but these are the pieces of the puzzle of what is happening that come to you.
And it's not coming from this room.
It's not coming from this room, but it wasn't far enough away to not be a little concerning.
Okay.
So I'm saying that you hear this while they're in the midst of their exchange, so you can choose to say something, warn the party that something's going on, but you don't know what it is. Or you can stay quiet and continue to observe and wait until you have more solid evidence of there being a problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep watch over it. Okay. I'm gonna look down the halls though and see if I see anything.
Okay. So I want you to roll.
I will loosen the secure on my battle axe. It's not a battle axe, it's a great axe.
All right, I want you to roll deception.
Okay. Let's see. Deception. That's 16.
16. All right. Anybody whose passive insight is 16 or higher please let me know now.
Reggie.
All right.
Reggie's passive insight is 19.
All right.
Desmond is
I'm
literally
one
60.
shy.
All right. So we got Reggie and Desmond. Anybody else 16 or higher on passive insight?
Twilight's
How do you determine that
17.
again?
17. All right. Sorry, what was that, Vulcan?
How do you determine that again?
It's your insight skill plus 10.
Okay, so no.
So it's what?
Mine's only 11.
Okay. All right. So
Mine is also 11.
All right. So Twilight, Reggie, and Desmond are the only ones with 16 or higher. Is that correct? All right.
That's right.
That's correct. Twilight, Reggie, and Desmond. The three of you, Desmond, you are preoccupied by what's going on, but you do catch a glimpse of this going on out the corner of your eye. You kind of feel the prickle on the back of your neck that there is a bit of a tension in the air that wasn't there before. But the three of you, more or less, notice as Morrigan seems to become alert. She unhitches her weapon, putting it in her hand, and begins checking the hallway. And this is, while not unusual on any given job, if she was calm before this and now has the weapon, you three alone are aware that she thinks there might be a problem, but she hasn't communicated it.
Okay. Desmond will continue with the paperwork. He got the signatures. He will now rip the papers apart, giving one of them to Tharka. And this is all an attempt as well to kind of keep their perceptions away from Morrigan and continue being calm. And he will put his receipt into his folder, and then I think at this time he's also at the same time he's doing the sheets for the two of them that he was given by the Tiger's Eye. But he will be like, this was a good first transaction. We will take that bag off your hands, I guess, now. Seems like you're starting to get a little heavy for you.
You're gonna see Avery, he nods, and the sweat really kind of starting to run rivulets down around his face. And he's going to, hand this across to you, and it's going to land heavily in your hands after you've given the carbon copies to Tharka. And he's going to say, yeah, well, 250 platinum ain't light, all right?
Reggie would have offered to take it off of his hands when he saw that he was straining, but Reggie has 8 strength and knows that it wouldn't be a good idea, so he didn't.
Yeah, same.
It would be funny though if it just grab it and just bonk to the ground.
You can tell that at most this guy, Avery, has 9 strength. But what you do notice is he hands over this bag and it thumps heavily into your hands and clinks. You can see that his hands themselves are stained deeply in places in blues and reds and yellows. A couple of them look like bruises, perhaps, but in the presence of the other colors there, you imagine that this is perhaps a mark of his trade, knowing that you're giving him these precursors for chemicals, that he's probably works with these things with his hands a lot.
You know what kind of chemicals they were?
There was a variety of them. You were only told by the Tiger's Eye that they were chemicals. I know that Desmond was kind of peeking in the boxes to try and tabulate a value for it all, so it's possible that you've seen some of them. And given your origins, you would know that these are some of these really do overlap with what your father works on, making potions and poisons and the like. Not all of it was immediately identifiable, but some of it was very familiar.
Okay.
Well, this was a pleasure doing business with you. I hope that after this first one, perhaps we can continue to have a relationship together.
Tharko's going to smile broadly at this, and you're just going to see this massive, truck grill of a hand come flying at you from the side and just slams you right in the shoulder, almost knocking you off your feet, as she says, "Yes, we like this arrangement. I hope that we can work together again soon."
Good.
And as she's, slamming you on the shoulder, I need everyone to make I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna say either strength or dexterity saving throw. But Desmond makes it a disadvantage.
Oh, dang it!
Because you were in the midst of getting slammed.
Let's see.
Well, that's a 1 on die,
shit.
Oh, right. That's probably gonna be really good, right?
which does give me a 6 dexterity saving throw.
Right. Nice.
It's a save, you said, and I do strength because I have extra, I have proficiency in that.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
Fighter.
I love getting the first
Fighters
crit
have
and the
proficiency in
first
both strength and
natural
dex.
one in the same.
Yeah.
In the first session,
well-
the first.
I think my pixel dice are done for the rest of the session if we're going to continue rolling. 'Cause,
Yeah. That was bad. I got a 2 on die, so that was a 7.
I got a 2 on die. That was an 8.
I also got a 7.
Did anyone beat a 12?
You got a lot of strength.
If you double mine, I did. Does that count?
No.
Vulcan got a 14.
Okay, Vulcan. Does anybody else beat a 12?
I got 16.
Okay. 2 people.
I would have beat it if I wasn't at disadvantage.
12 is the number to beat. Yeah, but you got punched. I mean, patted. Pull up some music. Music.
Wait, Tristan,
Yeah.
cheeky question. I was being alert.
Yes.
Would that matter?
Yes, roll with advantage. Roll 1 more die.
Okay. Okay, that's a little better.
Is it a 12?
It's exactly 12.
Okay. 12 is enough. So the 3 of you stay on your feet. Everybody else, unsurprisingly Desmond, falls prone. As there is suddenly a massive shift as the floor bucks beneath you, and everyone here hears an echoing crash that thumps its way down the hall. Like an earthquake or an explosion deep below you suddenly shook the ground, crashed through the area, and knocked people to the ground. Morgan, that pressure, that moving air carrying the smell of rot is going to become overwhelming, and all of you are going to be aware of the squeaking, chirping, and scurrying sounds of what is unmistakably an absolute swarm of rats as they begin popping up, running down the hallway and popping up through all of the drains and nooks and crannies around the room and just sweeping over you and trying to get out of here. You find yourselves, as you're lying there stuck prone, just covered in the dirty feet of these mice as they run past. I don't know if any of you has any fear of that kind of thing, but this would be the time to have it do something.
Big Reggie says, so that's where they all went.
And as the swarm of normal rats passes by, scurrying for safety from whatever caused that noise, they are followed, of course, by the not small rats. Rodents, in fact, of unusual size.
They don't exist.
I wanted to check this. You're correct. They shouldn't exist. I wanted to check this before, but I forgot to because I was balancing a lot of things. I gotta see if we have a big rat toque in here. I'm gonna be sad if we don't.
Have any of you ever played A Plague's Tale?
No.
I played both of them.
I've seen it.
Yeah, this is very much like that. I thought all that.
Yeah.
I sent a GIF of
That's
it.
the massive. Yeah, that's what I was straight out of that.
I feel like Desmin would have gone prone anyways because of the large black bag of money that he just got as well, because I'm sure he's the one that's holding it.
I'm sure his strength is great. He's a cleric.
His strength is 10.
It's great. It's at least 1 point higher than Avery.
Did you want me to roll a dex check as well? I'm sorry, I was grabbing something to eat.
A dex or strength.
Dex or strength, okay.
Yep. And it's important
I'm
because...
going with dex.
Okay. It's important because I'm about to have everybody roll initiative.
Aw, shit.
And those who
say,
failed
right?
are going to start initiative prone.
It was very odd rolling for dex instead of strength for once.
I gave you a choice and you chose dex.
My dex is +1. My strength is +0.
Tables.
I'm not seeing anything particularly big rat-like, which is honestly disappointing. I might just have to use this. Is this a wolf man? Okay, I'm not using a wolf man. That's not gonna work. I just want something four-legged and vicious looking.
There should be a rat in the
20
beast.
non- a regular rat that you can
for
just make
the
bigger?
dex check.
Right, I forgot. I was looking at monstrous. Can I? Why does it sometimes just not let me click on things? Like, it just goes, yeah, you're hovering over that, but you can't actually click it. I have passed over Beast like 500 times, and it just is not clickable. Like, it bounces out as I pass by, but not at a time when I can actually click it. So annoying. Okay, finally got in there. Silly ass bullshit.
It was a save, not a check, right?
That was a save. To not fall prone. You didn't fall prone. Oh, look. We got just a little swarm of rats. Isn't that fun? That's not what I'm looking for, though. I want individual big boys. Might have to use the ferret. Or the raccoon. Oh, that one's... Yeah, that's grand. Okay, that'll do. Boop. 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 Let's see. 3, 4, 5. There we go. Thank you, buddy. Alright. Get everybody on little doopy-doops. Now these things have come out of holes and grates and drains, and some were just running down the hallway following the other swarm of rats. The smaller, normal ones that didn't really seem to bother you. These ones, seem to want to bother you. So... going to need... to... document. This one. Alright, everybody please roll initiative. You roll initiative normally whether or not you are prone, but you will start prone if you're any of the 4 people who didn't fall prone. 3.
I got a nat 20 for a 24.
Wow. Okay. Congratulations.
Reggie
You go
contains
first.
multitudes.
Oh my god. I hate this so much. The curse of Raiken continues.
I'm probably going second at 23.
Ah, 20. This is me now realizing that there's no initiative zone in the current layout like there was in the old ELR one.
I was also noticing that too. I'm like, oh, that left
You
area.
could use the in Tailspire.
Oh no, I'm
initiative.
going to. I just also liked having it not in Tailspire.
Initiative is just dex modifier if you don't have a feat, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Twilight. 3.
You're not champion, are you?
No.
Because they also have one feature that can modify it. I just couldn't remember
Yeah,
which
I
other fighter
have,
you are.
Eldritch
Jack of all trades also adds to initiative.
NPCs rolled on
This
that
is a
one.
dexterity ability check.
Neat.
Alright. Desmond, what'd you get?
A 3.
Oh, nice. I like it. Morgan, what'd you get?
9.
Oh, I got a 2. And I have +1 for Dex.
Nice. Vulcan, what'd you get?
I got a 13.
13, nice. And Spider?
15.
15. Oh. Goodness gracious.
I'm trying new dice, and I think they're balanced because I've rolled all over. Like
This is
they're
me only just now noticing that I didn't actually grab the right scene, though.
not- Oh, oops.
There's the correct scene.
Oh, because you have Minecraft in the background?
I mean, that doesn't bother me very much, but we were missing the freaking character portraits.
Oh,
I was going to say something, but I figured you just, like, changed it on a whim.
I
was
didn't.
Like, okay.
I just clicked the wrong one because I forgot. My bad. I'm sorry. So Spider, brain.
also be
15.
totally.
15.
That I totally didn't almost write Leah when I was gonna write the
1,
in it.
2, 6. Oh, Al. I need Al. That's the last one.
Old habits die hard.
Al got a 19, which was a 15 plus 4.
Okay. Now, very nice.
Damn, you have good decks.
Let's go turn.
What can I say?
The
Straight
rogue.
rogue, kinda.
Grab
As
Straight subjective, though.
you.
Yeah, I made Morgan very balanced between strength and dex, but because of her being Eldritch Knight, I also needed something in intelligence. So I couldn't have any skills that were very high. So she's very varied, unless I made something very low, which I decided not to do.
Fair enough. I was mostly trying to make a very, very, very bad buy joke.
Oh yeah, I got you.
That's my girl. Love it.
Spider. And then it is Vulcan. Oregon.
I forgot about the halfling lucky.
Desmin.
Right.
Oregon.
I am gonna miss that halfling luck.
Alright, apply turn order. There we go. Alright.
Yeah, I just had bad luck on the die.
Oh.
I can't say that the die is bad because it rolled a 20 earlier, so
Oops.
it seems to be very balanced. It jumps between all of
No.
it. You rolled way better than me though, Ari.
Listen, all I'm saying, I currently only have one of my sets of dice that is not in storage. So this set has recently treated me well for whatever reason, and I don't know why.
I'm just trying out my liquid core dice.
Oh, I don't
like
have liquid
It's like a
core
little eye.
dice.
It's like a little eyeball inside
Oh,
it.
interesting. I don't have liquid core, and I don't have any metal dice. Those are two things I kind of want, maybe. I also saw recently somebody made axolotl dice, and Gib, please.
That sounds great.
They were so cute. It was absolutely wonderful.
Just need one more moment.
I also got pizza dice. I could use those too. Since we're in the sewage, it's kind of accurate.
Fair.
I'm not sure if anyone got that joke. No one laughed. Was it that bad?
Pixar dice? No, my brain was somewhere else. I'm sure it was good.
I just said I got pizza dice, which is accurate in the sewers. There you go.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Also, not to dox myself or anything, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, quote-unquote, takes place / the writer of TMNT actually grew up in the same city that I did.
Oh, cool.
Again, not to dox myself or anything, but...
Yeah, I mean... Don't go looking up where the writer is from.
Alright, so... A bunch of rats, giant, nasty rats, have burst from the different grates and drains and come from down the passageway and stopped here, and they look hungry. And you know it would look very bad for your business if they were to eat your new business partners. Reggie, you're first. As you can see, they are definitely eyeing, sizing up your new business partners for a meal.
Okay. I think that I am going to... I think this would be the better one first. I'm going to cast Sleep.
Oh. That's a spell I haven't cast in a long time.
We're at a low enough level that I think it might still be potentially effective. We'll see.
We'll see. Okay.
Work in progress.
Yeah. How many hit dice do you have to go on that?
I need to... Where are my d8s? I think I'm gonna do it second level. So I get 7 d8s.
7 d8s. Right. Well, that could put some things to sleep. These things are beefy. You can see that they're beefy, but if you roll well, you'll definitely be able to put at least one to sleep. You feel confident in that.
I think if I can get one.
Sorry, that broke up a little bit.
So I was talking at my dice. I think if I can get one out with a second level spell, I'll be pretty happy. So,
All right.
I have 3 of my d8s.
7 d8s, though. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Roll well, my friend.
5, 6. I have a 7th one here somewhere.
Oh, Pupper.
Just roll these ones and re-roll one of them.
Doesn't even have 78s. Wow. I thought you were a role player.
30.
30.
And I would like it to be. Oh, what's it? Here, so that it would target. I don't think there's any way that it would. Or I'm hoping that it would not.
Okay.
I want to target so it's gonna hit the. I want it to hit these two rats as opposed. I want to try not include Avery in this area. Because I don't want him to have the lowest HP and go down.
You think he probably has more HP even than the beefy rat?
I'm hopeful, but I still I want to try and avoid. So if I can't put it,
it's a burst one, right? It's a radius 5.
it is
20-foot radius.
Creatures within 20 feet. That's much bigger than I
That's huge.
Um,
that is a burst
Yeah,
4, buddy.
Yeah, this is like a I didn't ask how big the room was type situation.
We can do square ones now, right? Oh,
Yep.
we can. Hell yeah.
Oh, can we?
Yep.
Where's the square one?
So it's if you click the thing, if you click the measuring tool, you can choose it.
Okay, yeah.
Here's like a 4x4 area right here. Need to go that way. Having problems.
The other hyper useful feature about the box ones is they show you where the line grid is for tiles that just don't make it very clear.
You. So like. There's a 4x4 if you just wanted like one quadrant. And that does actually miss the NPCs.
Okay, yeah, that is what I would like.
Okay. Then yeah, you're gonna set it all the way over on that torch, just gonna boof. And you said 30 is what you rolled.
Yeah, so 30 hit points.
30 hit points worth. Okay. Both of those rats are gonna fall asleep.
Okay. And I'm going to stand up.
Which means
And-
that between them, they had 30 or fewer hit points.
Yeah.
Dog approved of that action.
Mika's just trying to wake him up. She has it out for me. And I think, actually, so I will stand, and I will... I think I'm gonna put myself in more harm's way, and I'm gonna move to there. And that will be my turn.
All right.
Alright, so then I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, and attack the rat next to Reggie with my whip.
All right. 10-foot reach.
Does a 10 hit?
You're going to see that the rat kind of like, as it's sizing up Avery, kind of catches you coming, like its eye tracks on you, and then as you reel back and swing your whip forward, it's actually going to catch the whip out of the air, you know, between its sharp teeth, and it's just going to toss it away, you know, as it loops back around to coil at your feet, the end of it.
Bummer. Alright, then with the last part of my turn, I'm going to move 3 more spaces here, so if that rat tries to get closer to our other friend, though he doesn't really need to, I'll get the attack opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should number these, shouldn't I? Ugh. This is the one thing I wish they made easier. Mass renaming NPCs.
Yeah.
Tokens like this.
Yeah, it's not a good way to do it.
Nope. Okay. Sorry, I just didn't realize I would have to. Otherwise, I would have done it before. Okay, no, that's 3. 1, 2, 3. And, like, drag highlighting does not work well.
Oof.
Yeah. Like, it uses the hand, and it just is weird. Or, whoops, this one's supposed to be 5. God, already losing count. I'm at 5 rats, and I already lost count. 5. Okay, this one's gonna be 6. Like, you can drag highlight, but it's not easy to, like, make sure that you're actually highlighting what you wanted. I think that's all the rats. Rat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's all of them. Okay, so you moved over there. It becomes Al's turn.
Hi. Okay. Oh boy. Please bear with me. I do not remember how to use Tailspire.
Just click and drag your token to where you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a close range fighter. This is bad.
But there's a rat right next to you, ready for you to kill it.
I'm not a close range fighter though. I am useless in this shit. Anyway, give me 1 second as I actually try to see if I can do something. So I think I might, just might, cast a spell if I can.
Alright.
As for that,
You begin casting a spell. The random giant rat dispels you.
well, that sucks.
I'm kidding. It would be
Yeah, I know.
wild if these rats could use counterspell.
You know, I think I would cry. That'd be my notice.
I mean, you are 5th level, so this is the point where enemies could be counterspelling you.
Yeah, that's why I, for a second, had a moment of, wait a minute.
Yeah, but it's hopefully not the giant rats.
They're
It's
magic
hopefully
rats.
not. Imagine. I'm going to cast Ray of Frost.
Are you going to cast it from where you're standing?
Yeah.
Okay. Which
Range is 60 feet,
Right.
so...
Everything that is within line of sight is within range. Which rat would you like to attack?
Boo, 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 boo. I'm trying to remember how you highlight with this ish.
If you hold tab...
The one you were just on.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is Rat 5. So you are going to
Rat 5.
roll your spell attack at disadvantage because there is a rat right next to you.
At disadvantage. Oh, brother. Okay.
Unless you have a melee thing you want to do to that rat, or you want to use, say, your cunning action to disengage, or your bonus action to do the Shadow Dancer thing. There are no humanoids out in the hallway, so it would be dim light out there.
There are rats, though.
Yes.
I could do the Shadow Dancer thing.
And you are in the dim light outside the torches, bright light, where you are.
Excellent.
I'm going to say for simplicity's sake.
And you said shift to... Or no.
Yeah, left shift and then click, and you'll see a ghost of your token appear in your hand.
Oh.
While holding left shift, click the token.
Left shift. My bad.
And how far can you do the Shadow Dancer thing at this level?
20 feet.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20 if you wanted to go out where it's definitely dark. Or you could go over to here. Or 5, 10, 15, 20. So you could get into any of these as well if you wanted to be deeper in the room where it's still dim light.
And you know that this rat and this rat, Reggie pointed over in that direction and those rats just fell asleep.
Yeah. That's why they're lying on their side. They're asleep, so they would not threaten you if you wanted to cast. So you can go out of the room or you can go deeper in the room, but you can only move 20
I would like to go deeper into the room and go, like...
Alright, these are safe squares.
Yeah.
This one is a less safe square, but it is also reachable.
I would like to go with safest possible, so here.
Okay.
And... Does a 16 hit?
Does a 16 hit? It does. So everybody in the room is going to watch as the shadows that seem to be, writhing beneath, you under the dancing lights of this, the torches in this room, seem to be pulled all of a sudden and swirl around Al, and she, slowly it coats her like a film, and she just sinks into the shadows, and then the shadows grow up, and she reappears elsewhere in the room.
You forgot to change the initiative, by the way.
What do you mean? It's Al's turn.
It says it's Twilight's on mine.
And mine, it says Al.
I see. It said
Oh,
Al
now
on
it moved.
my turn or mine.
Now
still
it
said
just moved
Reggie?
right now.
No, mine doesn't say Reggie. Mine says mine's now switching between Al and Twilight as you were spinning around.
Okay.
Yeah, and now it's on Al.
I'm now on Al.
Okay. Well, that's weird. I
At
don't know.
level 5, it is 2d8, so that is a total of 13 damage.
13 damage. Alright, so Rat 5 takes 13 points of cold damage.
Yes,
Mark
sir.
that down.
Which it is immune to.
It most assuredly is not. Copy this.
I do not suppose hiding is possible right now. Question mark.
Yeah, you used an action and a bonus action.
Yep. My bad. Ari's forgetful brain. So I end my turn.
Okay, just marking this down. 13 points. Excuse me, to Rat 5.
How to hide. You hide behind one of the sleeping rats.
You
At
know,
some point, the Shadow Dancers get the hide in plain sight, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we get it pretty early on.
Nice.
9th level.
9th level?
Huh.
Okay, so
And it's not really hide in plain sight. It's
it's
invisibility while in shadows, but that's the closest you get in 5th edition.
that doesn't sound right. Gonna make me check myself. Sorry, I just need to. Shadow Dancer rework. Shadow Step and Devil Sight. Cloak of Shadows at 9th level. Interesting. Yes, so it is interesting that it just says at 9th level the Shadow Dancer gains the use of hide in plain sight at will, and then it says Cloak of Shadows. So it's like, I guess I must have called the Cloak of Shadows their hide in plain sight. Okay.
Guess so. It is like
It's
normal
also
invisibility
weird.
in this, since you always need to hide, is pretty much the same.
Yeah, it just is also kind of weird just because I thought I was going for more of a... This was a long time ago that I did this, so I guess I had to make some concessions. Just because, like, in 3.5, first level Shadow Dancer has hide in plain sight.
Yeah.
Yes, but also this one's lifted directly from the monk version.
Do you mean the Cloak of Shadows?
Yes.
Okay.
Which I think also occurred at the same level, so I think that's part of why it got put here.
Yeah, possibly. I probably had to, like I said, concessions were made. Alright, so, Al, you teleported and you ice blasted. You good? You still have 30 feet of movement. If you want to relocate yourself by walking.
Because I do not want to provoke any.
There are no attacks of opportunity to provoke the enemies on either side of you or asleep.
I kind of just want to get, like, on the opposite side of the room.
Alright, you can occupy that square with the torch in it, but I will tell you, because of the torch, it is bright light there. So you wouldn't
that's
be
fine.
able to teleport.
That's fine.
Okay.
I just want to be able to possibly have line of sight if...
Yeah, you have line of sight to everything. Alright.
Yeah.
Spider!
Yeah, there's a bad room to be a ranged attacker.
Yeah, no kidding, man. It
This is not
sucks.
that bad. It's a pretty big room.
I know.
Yeah, it's a
God.
pretty big room.
I mean, going outside won't help either because I'm facing 3 rats there.
Spider, you're
No,
up.
3 rats are facing you.
Yeah. Spider, you are prone.
Oh, okay. I stand up.
Shit.
I have 35 feet of movement, so what's that have?
Unfortunately, I think that makes it worse for you because it's gonna mean that it costs you. Well, hold on. 35 is 17.5. I guess that would go up to 20. So you have 15 left.
That's fine. I'm just going to walk up to this one, so I'm going to take 5.
Okay.
And I... Do I get advantage because a friend is beside it?
You don't get advantage, but you get sneak attack.
You can sneak attack if you're a rogue, yeah.
Yeah. That's the same difference, really. That's what I was wondering about, really. My sneak attack is... I think it's a 2d6 check.
Alright, well, make sure you roll the hit first, which you'll probably hit, maybe. Who knows? I sure don't.
You never know. Right. That's a 19.
A 19 will hit that rat.
Yeah. So... It's 8...
I forgot to put an extra rat in to use as a counter.
Oh, yeah.
That is, it's 13 magical piercing.
13 magical piercing to rat 6. 13 magical piercing. Magical piercing. Oh, you got yourself a magic dagger there.
Magic rapier.
Alright. That's not it. There it is. Rat 6 takes 13 magical piercing. Alright, it cries out in its squeaky rat voice as your rapier penetrates its hide, but it is still capable of fighting.
Alright, let me just... I can punch it.
You can punch it?
Yeah, a bonus action.
You have a bonus action attack?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to punch it, you may punch it.
That's a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
Ooh. And that's 7 bludgeoning.
7 bludgeoning. Alright. You're going to flurry of blows this thing in the face, and it is going to go down.
First kill to Spider.
First blood goes to Spider. Why not just knock it over sideways for now? And
That way we still have the counter.
yes, I'll put a little red band around the bottom of it to hopefully indicate that it is dead, even though that's usually how I mark bloody.
As it goes down,
Blue, because it's cold dead. Alright. Anything else,
as
Spider?
it goes down. Oh yeah, as it goes down, Spider's just going to be like, I thought I was done with these things 6 years ago. Fucking rats.
Can I just say I love that everybody's doing new accents for their characters? It is so enjoyable for me.
It's lovely.
Do you want to use any more of your... You've got, I think 10 feet of movement left.
Where am I?
You're here.
Yeah, I'll stand beside, Morgan.
Morgan. Okay. There you go. You are stood beside Morgan. As it becomes the rat's turn. Well, 1 and 2 are dead asleep. Somebody else has to wake them up.
Dreaming of cheese.
Dreaming of cheese. 3 is going to move over to Avery, and it's going to roll a die. Hiya. Oh boy. Oh boy. The die rolled it completely out of my sight. That is a terrible roll. That is going to... Where's Avery's AC? That is going to miss! Isn't he lucky? Alright, Rat 4. Rat 4, you're gonna hit my little NPC, aren't you? You're gonna make these guys look bad in front of their new clients, right? Okay, that's a 10 on die, which means it hits.
Oh shit, dude.
Do you not want to roll to see if it tried to hit me instead of Avery?
Yep. Your AC's higher than that.
Well, no, I meant attacked.
I
But yeah,
think
also
that
that would then turn it into a miss, which would be, nicer.
I'm gonna stick with what I said. Avery has to roll a save. Avery makes the save as this filthy-looking rat with a filthier-looking mouth bites down on his leg right below the knee, and the tiefling cries out and says, "Ah! Get it off! Get it off me!" He is, however, going to take the initial damage of the bite, which is that. So, these here. And Tharka. Avery just took some damage. Alright, that is Rat 4, Rat 5. 1 to get to there, 2 to get to there. Alright, this one's just going to move up. Does that provoke anything? Moving closer to Twilight?
Nope, and she can only draw one weapon at a time, so it's just the whip out right now.
Okay. Just checking. Alright, it's going to attack Twilight. Hiya! Scoring a 14 on AC.
I don't believe that hits, but let me double check. Because I'm not used to this sheet yet.
Mm-hmm.
That will miss.
Okay. These things only get 1 attack per turn, so it becomes Rat 7's turn. It's going to move up, and I guess it'll attack Spider. Spider, this thing bites at you for less than a 10 to hit.
Well then, there you go.
Yeah. And then I think it's actually going to try and scurry back because it's not bright. So Morrigan and Spider may take attacks of opportunity with their melee weapons.
I
So,
will.
huh?
Yeah, I'll take an attack.
Okay, Morrigan first. What do you roll?
Let's see. It's just a normal attack, right?
Yeah, just a weapon attack.
Yeah, with my axe. Let's see. That's 20. Not nat. It's 15 on die, so it's 20 in total.
Dirty 20. That hits. Damage.
And that's 12.
12 points of damage. Slashing damage from the axe. Alright, it's still standing, so Spider, attack of opportunity.
That is a 22.
Hit.
And
And you have an ally next to you, so I think you get a sneak attack?
Yeah, you
Yep,
only
so
get
long as
one
it meets the
sneak attack per turn,
requirements.
right?
It's once per turn, not once per round.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, no, anything that can give rogues attacks of opportunity.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
I never got that because I was always a ranged rogue.
sneak
Yeah.
attack.
That's 5 magic piercing.
I absolutely didn't understand the numbers you just said.
5.
5. Alright. That is enough to kill it.
Minimize.
Nice
Oh,
teamwork.
there you go.
Fist bump.
So it's actually not going to move back, and it is going to die. Blarg. Stabbed. So fucking Spider has killed 2 rats. What are the rest of you doing with your lives?
I'm just
I
taking a nap.
I
Yeah,
helped quite
shit,
a lot with
apparently.
that. Come
But
on,
you
I
didn't
didn't.
get
Only
the
matters who
final hit.
finishes it.
I get all the experience. Come on.
Alright.
how that
You're
works.
gonna assist.
Stole my
Runs up
kill.
on top of the corpse of its, whatever, rat buddy, and attacks Morik. Again, I love it when my dice roll all the
Rats
way
stop
under
being
the
friends as
monitors
soon
where I
as they're
can't
dead.
see them. What?
Rats stop being friends as soon as one of them dead.
Yeah,
Then
basically.
they're food.
Okay, that is a 17 on AC. Against Morgan. Does that hit?
Oh, how much did you say?
17.
Oh yeah, that hits.
That hits. Alright, so you will receive 3 points of non-magical piercing damage.
Okay.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 3 points. That would, yeah. Oh, what? Huh? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Apparently, I didn't prepare for actually having like a current HP. I only have my max, so I just write it down separately. And I fix that later. Let's see, concentration.
Is that my sheet? I need to add a current HP to the sheet.
Oh no, I'm using my own sheet. I
okay.
didn't move over to yours yet.
Okay, that's fine. I didn't really get a chance to kind of doll it up, so I don't blame anybody.
I haven't done it because I
as-
can't. It's still view only.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's 14 con.
14 con. All right. As it bites down onto you, you can feel the burn of the, just the nasty shit it has all throughout its mouth. But you manage to resist the poison damage.
Okay.
All right, and that was rat 9. Did I attack with rat 8? No, 7 did its thing and then died. I have to go back to 8. 8 was also going to attack Morgan. 8. That is a 19 to hit, so that hits.
What the hell? What's up with all this heavy hit?
Everybody else rolled single digits. It got to Morgan, and it's just like double digits. Alright, so 3 more points and 1 more con saving throw.
Okay.
I mean, Morgan doing her job as tank bruiser of the group, drawing all the fire.
Yeah, I guess. Oof, that might be poison.
Ooh, what is it?
7.
7, yes. Unfortunately, 7 is not enough, and you are going to receive 5 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Alright. So, with that, the rats are done. Vulcan, you are up. Time to show them what this machine can do.
So you put how much the guns cost, but did you actually put anywhere what the damage and attack and stuff is?
Yeah,
Where is
I thought I put all that stuff down.
You put it somewhere. I can't find it, and none of it's pinned.
Pinning things is important, isn't it? I believe it's on the
Yes, Tristan, it is.
attachment. It should be in Snark, so I gotta go to Wednesday. Snark, and it should be an attachment.
423 is when you posted it.
See, somebody knows.
It's not that scrolled back.
423, you said?
Yes.
Okay. There's some stuff on 423. There's the new feeds. There it is. Alright, I'm gonna pin this. Freaking... Where's the pin button? There it is. Oh yeah,
If
pin
you
it.
would pin the price
Prices?
as well, that'd be great.
Why would I do that? And... pin. There you go.
Yeah.
Those are pinned.
Okay.
And I guess because it doesn't say it there, that shows range and damage. No, does it? Yes, all guns roll attacks with either dexterity or intelligence. Okay. So yes, it's written there. Right underneath.
Intelligence.
Yes.
Oh yeah, over there. And I will use my rifle arm to shoot one of the rats.
Woohoo!
Shoot the one that bit Avery.
All right. Does your arm like unfold at all, or is it just like a hole that's already in the palm?
The hand like unfolds and goes over the wrist, and there's a little barrel sticking out.
Just like your middle finger stick up as the iron sight at the front.
I thought about having it do that actually, but I think there's actually just going to be
oh my god, same brain.
little iron sights on the arm. Okay, so that's 2d6 plus 1d4 and it's damage. So the hit is intelligence plus proficiency. Then?
Yes. Intelligence or dexterity plus proficiency.
That's an 18 to hit.
All right, and just to remind me, it was the one that was next to Avery, but not next to Reggie, or the one that's been between the two?
I
think it's the one between the two,
Reggie.
because that one's the one that bit Avery. The one between us did.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, bit Avery. Whichever one bit Avery.
Okay, yeah. So Rat 4, correct. All right, 18 to hit. Rat 4 will hit. As this room is now ringing with the echoing of this shot, as a gout of fire explodes from the end of Vulcan's arm. Just this ringing crack. You know, all of you are affected by this.
It was actually a 19 to hit.
A 19 also still hits.
Yes.
Now, only an 18
19,
hits,
you
overshot
lapped
it.
the
So
AC,
sorry.
and yeah, it's just...
It looped around back to a miss.
Where the hell?
So the rifle damage is 2d6 piercing plus 1d4 fire.
I had somehow lost my dice, on my d6, but I found them.
Guns are expensive, so they're powerful.
It's strange to take damage from poison.
You miss being immune to it.
It's a good immunity.
I miss my para.
It is a good immunity for a player to have.
So that would be 9 magical piercing and 2 fire.
9 magical piercing and 2 fire. Okay, it's still standing.
And I, as an armor artificer, get a second attack at 5th level, which I just happen to be. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot it again. And because it has repeating shot infusion on it, I don't need to reload it.
It's just good. You've invented the repeating rifle through magic.
Yep.
Good God. Then yeah, go ahead, roll it. Everybody sees he's lining up again, so you can go to cover your ears if you want. This was incredibly uncomfortable.
Al definitely would.
That's a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Fucking almost minimized on damage.
I think that even with minimum damage, you're gonna kill it. So, what is minimum damage? Or what
4
is
magical piercing and 1 fire.
4 magical piercing and 1 fire. Yeah, you do manage to still kill it. Blam! And this one rolls over dead. Its fur and flesh scorched. with 2 bullet entry wounds. Its blood and guts spraying out through 2 massive exit wounds. Oops, not GM. GM, I just need status. There. Okay. Any more movement?
No, he'll stay there for now.
Okay. Morrigan, you're up. You have 2 live rats and 1 dead rat next to you.
Yeah, and I'm pissed. The rat that poisoned me is gonna feel the axe first.
Oh yeah, that's this one.
Yeah, do I have to call out if I want to use action surge before or after I do an action?
No, you can use action surge at any time in your turn because it gives you another action. So you just tell me this was my action, and then if you want to do action surge, you say, and I'm going to use an action surge and do this.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to attack the first rat.
Yep.
With my first attack. I have 2 attacks, too.
Yes. So with action surge, you get 4 attacks.
Yeah, fighters.
Then you take Great Weapon Master, and you kill something, and you get 5 attacks because you had a bonus action attack.
Okay. That's 18.
18 hits.
Okay. That was a boring roll. Okay, so it's just plain damage, so it's 3. For the first one.
3 damage total?
Yeah, for the first attack.
Oh. Seed. Alright, that's 8. Takes 3 points of damage. Attack again.
Bad D12.
Axes are swingy.
12.
Do you only have 2 strength?
Yeah.
Was that a 12 against AC just now?
Yeah.
12 against AC is actually going to miss.
Oh, damn. Well, then I definitely action surge.
Action surge. Swing again. Chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop.
That's the same as first time, 18.
18 hits.
God fucking damn it, this stupid D12 is not playing with me at all.
Welcome to the
That's
D12. Swingiest. But it was how many?
1.
1. So with your strength modifier?
Oh, I get strength modifier on damage?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't include that on the others.
Yes. So what's your strength modifier? I'll just add it to the other 3.
My strength modifier is 2.
2. Okay, so it was 5 damage the first time, and this next one it was 3 damage. Okay. Yeah, strength modifier on weapon damage. You just don't generally add modifiers to spell damage because spells are pre-programmed with their damage, but you know,
okay.
Sometimes you do.
Oh, do you add the, like with my gun, do I add the intelligent modifier to the damage?
It doesn't say that you do, but I'll think about it.
Okay.
Well,
Wah. Alright, well, I mean, it took 8 points of damage, which is surprising, but, you know, it's only the first session.
Okay. I'm rolling damage still, yeah?
I think you have 1 more attack, yeah?
Yeah, but did I roll the damage for the last? Yeah, I did.
Yeah. You hit it twice, you missed it once, which means you have 1 more attack to roll. So what's the last attack?
Swapping D12, just punishing that one.
Okay. So, but I didn't hear the last attack roll.
This dice would like to repeat itself. It's 12 again.
12's gonna miss. Okay. Hit, miss. Still there. Alright, are you gonna move at all?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand ground.
Alright.
I just that did not go as I planned because the fucking dice wasn't with me.
D12s are tough. Desmin! Defend your creek.
This feels normal to me, being the very last. Raiken's going to stand up Or not Raiken. See, this is how hard it is. I rolled low, so I think it's Raiken. Desmond can stand up.
Desmond stands
Raiken
up.
also stands up. He doesn't know why, but he does.
Cord
And he
has
shouts
commanded
Cord.
me.
Desmond is, let's see, so we still have some rats over by Spider and Morrigan, but also other rats still in the room.
Yes, there is still a rat here by Avery. These two asleep ones are still alive, and there's still this one. So, this one's dead. There's really only 3 dead rats right now. Actually, let me mark those because I forgot to. M2 space blue. And M2 space blue. Because they're cold dead. Okay, those are the 3 dead ones. All the other ones
Are any that are alive have damage on them?
Let me check here. Number 8, which is next to Morrigan, is alive and damaged, and number 5, which is next to Twilight, is alive and damaged.
Okay.
This one here, and this one here. And if you hold in the tab button, you can see all the names on the tokens, so you can see which one is 5 and 8.
Okay. I think, I'm going to attack. I think I'm going to attack 8. And I'm going to use my Toll the Dead cantrip.
Alrighty.
So it must make a wisdom saving throw.
Alrighty. Wisdom saving throw. That's a 2 on die.
Okay. So it does, because it's damaged, I get to
2d12s.
increase from 2d8 to 2d12s. And that is 18 points of necrotic damage.
Holy shit!
That's not for whom the rat tolls.
You said 8 that you did? Number 8?
Yes.
So much overkill. So, Morrigan, this rat that bit you, that poisoned you, that you then took 4 swings at with your axe, and only managed to clip it twice, suddenly begins squealing, like screeching, like it's confused, it's scared, and then its head explodes.
Just a normal day at work.
And then I can only do one thing during my turn. So
Not used to that one.
Desmin is.
Do I need to roll a con save to not throw up?
You might have seen it before.
You were far away from it, and it was on the other side of Morrigan. Maybe you didn't quite see it happen.
Okay, I'll play with that.
Desmond's just going to stay where he is. He doesn't need to move anywhere.
Alrighty. I think what Tharka is going to do is she's going to turn around to the rat that's asleep behind her, just lift one giant half giant Goliath foot into the air and stomp down right on its neck.
Beautiful. It's exactly what I wanted to happen, honestly.
I'm just gonna call that one.
No.
I'm just gonna call that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's an auto crit anyways, so it's like, yeah.
Please.
Avery's gonna turn toward the rat that's still alive behind him. You're gonna see him reach into that pouch again, and he's going to begin drawing out a handle, and it just seems to keep coming until he's got like a full-length bat with like spikes in it in his hand. And he's going to try and take a swing with that. Go. Wow, he rolled an 18 on die. I think I wrote down that he does static damage just like the enemies, though. He does. Okay, so he's going to do his static NPC damage to the enemy, which that is rat 3. So rat.
He looks just as surprised as the rat that he hit.
I did it, guys!
He just brings it, swings it across, just catches the rat in the face, just like the nails in the bat, like tearing the flesh of its face. And
it's more that the head of the bat falls as it comes out of the bag, but not so much that it like gets swung and hits.
He hits you. Take that, you varmint! Which brings us back to the top of the order with enough time to keep going. Reggie!
Okay. How does the rat by Avery, rat number 3, look?
It's at about 66% of its HP.
Okay. I am going to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
I tease.
And the words are stolen from my mouth.
Dissonant Whispers. Alright. That is a saving throw?
If rat number 3 could make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw. You think my rats are wise? Seriously?
I mean, I'm hoping that they're not.
5 on
if
die.
I'm being fully honest with you.
So
it's a 20, then?
That does not beat a 20 remotely.
No, I have a 15. I'm saying the 5 on die means the rat got a 20.
Means the rat got a 20? Yeah. No, it's DC 15.
Yeah, DC
it does. It does not make a DC 15.
3d6.
I'm gonna keep popping my fucking rats.
Not a lot of damage though.
Oh.
That is 7 damage.
7.
But it needs it's a 7 psychic damage, and it must use its reaction to move as far away from me as possible.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And you're here, so it's going to start moving. So that means it's going to get opportunity attacks. Because that's not forced movement. It's using its action to do that. So, you get another go, Avery. make Papa proud. Holy shit, what is that?
I want him to make him... He wants
that is a
him
19 on die. He just got a 19 on die.
Damn, Avery.
He almost...
I am proud.
And
I am proud.
The static 5 damage, bludgeoning, that, the NPCs are allowed to do is enough, in fact, to finish this rat.
See, my role as the bard is to make other people look good.
This rat
Sam,
goes.
I am proud of you.
You got
I also give Avery a bardic inspiration.
You say something rather inspiring to him. You kind of, in your eyes, you can kind of see the glow around him. Nobody else can see, but you do see him straighten up. And he says, "Hey, I got it."
Look proudly at Tharka.
Tharka's who's still just like scraping the other rat off the bottom of her shoe. She just gives him a thumbs up. All right. Any movement or anything?
I don't think so. I think that will be my turn.
Whoopsie. There we go.
We both clicked
we
enter
did. We
at the same
absolutely
time.
both clicked that. Twilight, you're up.
All right, let's try this again. So I will just try and whip the rat next to Reggie.
Yeah, I think there's 3 rats left alive if I include the sleeping one.
Eepy boy.
Or is the one next to Reggie alive?
The one next to Reggie is dead. The rats that are alive are rat 5 next to you. Rat 2 is prone because it's asleep. And then rat 9 next to Spider that you don't really... I don't think you can really see. Or, no, you
can see it.
You can. Yeah. You can. It probably has some kind of cover from Spider at the very least, but...
Allies don't grant enemies cover. Spider does not grant the rat cover. If there was another rat there, that would grant the rat cover, but Spider does not grant it cover against any of Spider's allies.
Fair enough. It's been a while since I considered cover because Laramidas and Spell Sniper. Think about it.
Very true. But yes, your allies do not grant cover to your enemies. I'll say, like, somebody's standing in front of it, so you might not see it when it's just, like, a cosmetic thing. Like, its head exploded. Yeah. You don't have to roll for Queasy because there was somebody standing between you. But that's, when it comes to the combat mechanic, nah.
Mechanically.
Yeah. "25 feet. I remember we're in 5e, so which means that we're back on 111. Twilight, if you're saying things I can't hear them, you're muted, perhaps.
Oh, right, sorry. Forgot about push talk. So I think I can teleport to here with the...
You were here, right?
Yeah, it's like just to the edge of my range, I believe.
I just needed to make sure that you were outside of the 2 squares from the torch, or it would have prevented it. But you are, so yes.
Gotcha. Alright. So I'm going to Shadow Step here and attempt to whip the sleeping.
Okay. Yeah, it's a melee attack within 5 feet. So you should have advantage and auto crit.
Yep. I got 20 to hit.
Okay. You hit, you crit. What is your critical damage? Oh, I guess I never actually asked this, and I really should have. I'm sorry. The last time we did a campaign, I asked you, when you crit, do you want to just roll all the dice for double the damage, or do you want to take the initial dice as maximized and then just roll the doubled dice? So if you rolled 1d8 to attack, you'd get 8 automatically, and then you'd roll a second d8 to see what you added to it. Which of those do people prefer?
I vote for option 2 with the maximize.
I don't know. Option 2 sounds better.
Option 2 is better, but last time you...
That means you get to roll fewer dice. So it's nice to
rolling
sneak attack. You get to roll so many
fewer dice. So Vendar voted against
that was one of my favorite parts of being that. It's not really going to be a thing with Vulcan, though.
He's like, we're not getting that high, and I'm not a rogue anymore, so I don't get those kinds of dice. Let's do the mathematically superior option.
Okay. So is there anybody against doing mathematically superior critical damage?
I may have also just misunderstood.
I mean, I put it to you in a few ways, and you were just like, no, I like rolling more dice. And I said, okay. Everybody is okay with rolling more dice? We're rolling more dice.
I did like rolling more dice.
It was so fun.
A lot of dice.
All right. Is anybody against mathematically superior critical damage?
I do not have an opposition.
All right.
I don't think Desmin's going to be critting very much either. So.
In the absence of opposition to mathematically superior critical damage, we are going to be going with mathematically superior critical damage. So, when you get a crit, whatever your base damage is, you maximize it. Any dice that are supposed to be doubled, you will now roll one of those and add it to the maximum of a regular hit.
All right, then under that, I did 32 points of slashing damage.
It is extraordinarily dead.
I mean, it's a d4 and 3d6 that are maximized from the get-go, so like the baseline's 20.
It is extremely dead. There has nary been a rat more dead than this rat.
All right, then I'll. So this thing in the middle, is that something I can move across, or?
Yeah, you can move across it. As you move across it, you will notice that the glyphs on it spring up and begin swirling, flashing that white and blue as they did when you rolled the wagon onto it. But as you're about to step off it, you will see that they go down back to normal size and then turn red.
I'm surprised it
So
still
then-
works after the ground shook and split open.
I'll make a move here for 10.
The ground shook really badly and
15.
jounced, but as far as this room and the hallway outside is concerned, there were no breaks. All these rats
Okay.
came out of, like, not natural, but parts of, like, holes and grates and drains that were built into the tunnel.
So you're saying this room has no breaks?
That, yes.
Oh.
I am saying
And
that.
I will also have drawn my dagger during my turn, just so that's in my offhand.
Okay. You do so. Alright, so, Al, you are up, and let's finish this out.
Where's the last one?
There are 2 left.
Oh, there are 2 left.
One's in front of Spider and Morrigan. The last one is right where Twilight left and then almost returned to. So that
Do I
is
have
Rat
line
5
of
and Rat 9. Rat 5 and 9 are left.
Do I have line of sight without...
Yes. You have line of sight to everything.
Well, without... Would I... Okay.
Like, allies don't block line of sight, so you have line of sight to everything.
And they don't provide cover.
Correct.
Formerly stated. Okay. Okie dokie. Because this is where Al shines,
Yep.
can I use my bow and arrow?
You may, of course.
Sweet. Excellent. Love that for me. Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss. Anyway.
Just don't girl boss too close to the sun.
I
That's
say
a nat
that-
20.
Just girl
Nice.
bossing too close to
So
the
that's
sun.
a 20. That's a 27.
Alright, you crit. Which one are you critting? 5 or 9?
I don't care either one. I don't really have a preference.
Okay, well then I'll just be efficient and make it the one that had more health left.
Excellent.
Tristan, were you implying that Icarus was a girl boss?
Yes. I am, in fact, implying that. Okay, you're attacking the one in front of Spider.
Sounds good.
It's about time somebody kills Steel Spider.
Oopsie. My
Alright,
bad.
so what is the base damage of your bow?
So, base damage for my bow is 1d8
Okay, 1d8 plus
Plus-
your dex.
plus. I almost read that wrong. 1d8 plus 4.
1d8 plus 4. Okay, so that's 12 base damage. Now you're going to roll 1d8 and tell me what the result is.
Okie dokie. I almost maxed
Yes.
on that too. That's a 7.
Okay, so 12 plus 7 is 19. You deal 19 points of damage on this crit.
Do you have sneak attack?
I do, but I'm in light. And I. Wait,
It doesn't
am I
matter.
stupid?
Yeah, there's somebody because
You have an ally next to it, so you
spiders
gain
next to it, you automatically get sneak attack.
3d6.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh,
this
no.
thing's hilariously dead. It's in fact somehow more dead than the one that Twilight killed.
Yeah, that one got
So-
split in half. This one she shoots it and it just
So-
like explodes into gore.
And gets skewered by the arrow, and it's just
You-
spit roasted against the far wall.
Do you still want to know what the 3d6 was?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume it was hilarious, and this thing is very dead.
That was 2 6s and a 5.
Yeah, it is hilariously dead. I'm just gonna write Rat 9, hilariously dead. There we go.
Even more dead than the last rat that got killed. New
I
record.
thought I wasn't gonna be able to do something cool. I proved myself wrong, guys. I girl bossed too close to the sun and actually benefited from it.
Spider, 1 rat left. It's this one over here. They were facing down that 1 rat, and then all of a sudden an arrow shot through it so hard that it actually left like a whole vacuum in space momentarily.
All of the rats first stayed there while the rat itself was.
The rat just turns inside out from front to back.
God.
It's now facing away from you with its bones on the outside. Which is terrifying. Also, I can't hear you, Spider, if you're talking. Uh-oh. Right here. We're right on the finish line. Spider, where'd you go?
Odor, no.
No. He says just a sec.
Project.
The rat whose head exploded because of the Toll the Dead is suddenly not anywhere near as terrifying as the rat that got turned inside out.
Oopsie.
Gotta keep one up and
Keep one up and how we
Apparently.
murder these things.
Okay, how's that now?
No.
No,
Oh.
you can hear me now?
Yes, Thomas.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it just
Yeah.
disconnects my microphone.
Alright, so
Okay.
1 rat left. Right over here. It's already hurt. Finish it off so we can end the episode 2 on a high note of the combat was completed.
Well, I guess I sneak up on it.
Can you sneak up on it? You're in combat and you have nothing blocking your line of sight to it, so you wouldn't be allowed to roll hide.
No.
And even if you could get yourself cover, like out here, to roll hide initially, the moment you moved here, it would basically just see you anyway.
Yeah.
Because in combat, you're
Well,
always
then-
aware of everything around you.
And I'm just going to walk up to it and stab it.
Stabify it.
That is a 24 to hit.
Alright, 24 hits.
I really should stop doing that.
Damages?
12 magical piercing.
Okay, 12 magical piercing. It is dead.
Ah.
That. Okay. Stop the battling. Quick. Let's... Board. Okay. Congratulations. You defeated all the rats, and one of your NPCs only got bit a single time, and they didn't even get poisoned. So, everyone's alive. Avery's a little worse for wear, but everyone is alive. And so we will pick up with the aftermath of this battle and talking to these NPCs next time, as we're several minutes over time now. But
I just want to say one thing so I don't forget it until next time.
okay.
Where was Morgan bit?
Where was Morrigan bit? I
the
imagine
poison
it
one.
would have been like on the thigh, perhaps, like right above the knee.
Get right above the knee. She's flexible. She will sit down, tie a take one of the straps from her left arm, tie it around on the upper part, or in the end she would like suck out some blood and spit it out, just like getting rid of any toxins.
Trying to pull out the poison.
Yeah.
All right, you do that as the combat winds down. So, thank you all for being here for our second session of Desmond's Creek. I feel a lot better about this one, significantly because I know that my mic was working properly, and we got to do some combat and introduce the world a little bit better. So I'm very pleased with this. Hopefully all of you had fun, and we will see you at our next session of Desmond's Creek. Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.
Bye, stream.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.